Hello, my name is Larry King, and I got my PhD in marketing from Michigan State University in 1977 and retired from Fordham University in New York City after 40 years and have retired in Fort Collins, Colorado, which is where I am right now. I'm starting a service which I call The Next Step, where you communicate with me your situation. It may be a marketing problem or anything. I don't want to limit it. Anything that you would like to get another point of view on. What I would do is I would listen to your situation, think about it for a while, not long, and then get back to you with my thoughts and recommendations for the next step. Oftentimes what that might be is looking at your problem from a different perspective, perhaps simplifying it or looking at it in a way that you hadn't looked at it before, which is helpful. When I taught marketing at Fordham University, I am a little lazy, but also I enjoyed interacting with the kids, and I really didn't enjoy lecturing. By the time kids got to college, they had been PowerPointed out. In high school, they had full PowerPoint, all the lectures, and they would basically copy down everything on the screen. And they were pretty well sick of it. It wasn't exciting or anything like that. It wasn't new. So what I did is I started, and I would tell the students, and maybe this was a mistake, but I would tell them I stopped teaching about 10 years ago, and now I make you do all the work. Okay? In order to get class participation and focus on the concepts that the university wanted me to teach in that class, in each chapter I would go through and pull out the key nuggets that I wanted them to focus on, and then I would have them take a quiz online on those concepts before they came to class. So in other words, it's open book. And we all understand that, but that gets them to at least open the book before class, because the last thing you want is what is psychographics, and nobody raised their hand, none of them read the material, and so they'd have a quiz. Then they had to post an example, pull out some of the concepts, and come up with examples from real life, okay? And also then I might have another assignment in there, and those would then become class discussion topics. So when I asked what about psychographics, I mean, the hands would go up because they've all did a little work on it, and I forced them to do it. So I gave mainly A's in my class simply because I would tell them, if you do what I tell you to do, you're going to do well on the exams, okay? So in fact, on ratemyprofessor.com. Don't go there. Don't look up my name. But at any rate, I got some great reviews, and I got some others that, totally trashed and say, Professor King is a great guy. He tells great stories, but you won't learn a thing from him about marketing. Okay? Well, I think what they're saying is I wouldn't teach them anything about marketing, but I could turn around and ask that student, what grade did you get in my class, and what did you get on the final exam, which was over these concepts that the department wanted them to learn, and I bet he would say, you got an A, okay? So that was my way of teaching, where I literally made the students do the work, and it worked out pretty good. So a lot of those key nuggets that I focused on over the years at the university, I will share with you. So what I plan on doing is launching this service where if you need my help, it's like a marketing helpline, totally free. Basically, you text me, I have my number at the end, basically saying I'm such and such, and I'd like for you to discuss my situation, okay? And basically, you need to text, because if I don't know your number, if I don't have it in there, I don't take calls because of spam and all that kind of thing. So at any rate, so if you're interested in what I think should be your next step, or kind of an independent view of your situation, almost like an accounting audit, where someone comes in from the outside who's not connected to the firm and basically kind of calls the balls and strikes as they see it, okay? All right, so then each week, I guess I'll do it on Saturday. Today is Saturday, it just so happens to be Saturday. And I guess every Saturday I will post another video inviting you to give me a text, and also discussing some little tidbit about marketing which you might find interesting. Okay? Today, I guess I could talk a little bit about just the idea of getting a second opinion. I don't think there's anybody who's been very successful that wouldn't like a second opinion, an independent opinion. They welcome advice and different points of view. So in terms of human perception and the way we perceive things and make decisions, we by definition are limited by what we know in the past and how we put things together and what kind of conclusions we draw. So right there from the beginning, I guess you could call that not a marketing audit, because a marketing audit is something done by the big four accounting firms, or McKinsey, or one of the big consulting firms. That would be an audit from top to bottom, and of course it's going to cost you some good bucks going with a company like McKinsey. So here I will focus on what you consider your situation. Perhaps it's a problem, and I will give you what I consider my feedback, basically, on what you're doing, how you're looking at it, and if I have some suggestions, then that's what I'm here for, and I hope that I do. Okay? So each week I'll do a nugget. Today I did the marketing audit, the reason to get an independent perspective. And I've got a list of, this is basically my only notes. I have a list of key marketing concepts that I've found that are very practical. Some of these are theories, and you might say, I don't want theory, I want practical. Okay, well, I agree with you 100%, and but there's nothing more practical than a good theory. Okay, so basically I might help you kind of simplify your decision making and focusing on what's important. Well, I guess that's good enough for today. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to post it. So this is post number 1. And once again, this is Larry King, and my phone number is 970-803-0671. So give me a text, introduce yourself, and looking forward.